Now let us build the last program, calculator, by using functions and parameter passing. This is the last Python source file I want to teach you. Then rest we will leave it to you to learn. Okay, please take down the exercise. Build a calculator, simple arithmetic calculator by using a Python with the help of parameter passing and functions. Okay, let us first build a prototype, the addition program, addition of two numbers. Okay, let us get the inputs from the user. Like you have a printf statement, how I will read the statement from the user? So there is a input raw underscore input. Okay, so raw underscore input. So take up. Huh? Okay, input and input. See this. So say this, a equal to, I take the first input from the user. A equal to input is a keyword, like scanf you have a keyword, you have a input is a keyword. Input, enter the first argument, enter the first number. Okay. Next, b equal to again input. Input is a function to read the data from the other sources, from the, be it a user or be it a sensor, be it some particular port. Okay, then what I need to do, I want to have a prototype, the the function definition, give it. So any function I want to define, there should be a keyword def. Okay, def followed by add and some space you need it, and the arguments you give a and a comma b. Okay, right. Now call it as a write down here, return global, return so they are writing little bigger. So you could say that defining the variable global, the result as defined as a global variable, result equal to a plus b, then return result. Okay, so whenever this function is called, some function, you will be call the enter a, enter b, and then let's say directly print it. Answer equal to some. No, you don't call it as answer equal to sum. नहीं, enter user enter करवाएगा. ये कम नहीं, को write it as c comma d. Now you know. सम में सी डी करो, सी कामा डी. हाँ नहीं, इधर सी डी कर लो. हाँ इधर सी डी कर लो. हाँ सर ठीक है, सी एंड डी. हाँ इधर रख दीजिए सी डी. ठीक है. Okay, please see this. The function prototype here is define def sum a comma b, global result equal to a plus b, return result is this function. Then I am actual arguments, I am passing it as c and d. Okay, so c and d is passed to the sum. They are the actual arguments. Okay, actual arguments are copied to the formal arguments c and a and b, and the result will be fed back to the answer is a variable. Then when you print the answer, you will be getting it. Let's run this program. Save as mycal, my underscore, or cal underscore my कर लो, और my underscore cal. Dot py. Okay. Now run. इधर colon रख लो. Right. So please see this, even after the definition of the function name, you need to have a body of the statement colon. Okay, so right now save once again. Now run it. Yeah. So enter the first number. Let's give it the 10. Enter the second number 20. Now the result is 30 claps. Clear screen. Again you type. So now let us see one thing. Please see here. Python is a what is known as typeless language. You don't need to define the type beginning the variable declaration. Now I gave it a and b as an integers, it prints the answer also in the integer. Now I will give you the same function float, but I not define what type of variables they are. Now let us see, run again, we are running but we are giving the data type as a float. Okay, enter the number 10.5. Now enter the other number 20.5. So see the result is 31.5. So what does it mean? Can the C takes care like this? What do you mean? एक बार editor में जाइए. So this is for example for the language if you want to teach the typeless and typed language, this is a very best example which always I quote it. And another thing, the same function can take even the strings. Let's say string concatenation is possible. Add, run again, enter quotes में दे दो ये, next enter B. See this, please see again a new variation. Strings concatenation with addition is possible. The same plus symbol is used as a string concatenation. So this is another good way to teach. For the first year students, you could teach the Python programming with this kit. Really makes some sense. It's not that you given the laptop which doesn't know what is there, which components are there. Simply giving the Raspberry Pi, you could able to do this. Okay, similar way you could do the C++, C programming or Python or Java, but because of the scope of the workshop, those things we are not doing it. So this way, any function, any parameters you can pass it, and other programming skills of Python, you please refer the any Python book and you can experiment it. So we're going for the C programming again through UI. Go to the desktop, there is a R5 program folder, and again there is a C, chapter C mem. This is a sample programs. Let's go for the area. So area of a circle. Okay, now if you want to modify, rather area I want to do the circumference, pi r square. Okay, so modify your program. Okay, and save it and do it, or you ask them to create a new source file and run it. Let's run the same program. So you have an editor, you have a source file, you modify and create new things and run it. So there is absolutely complete. This is a white notebook, you write whatever you want and erase it and rewrite it. Okay, so you please see that these files are there in desktop folder under the name of RPy program folder, just ls here. So there is a C, go to the cdc, and now you are in that folder. Otherwise you need to give the complete path name to run it. Okay, now run it. So see how to run. First you need to compile the C source file. So to compile the C source file you use the GCC compiler. Okay, the command is GCC space source file name, then it creates the exe file by the name dot out extension. Okay, now see there a.out is creating here in the same folder. You delete it once again. Delete it. You see here is a.out is created. Now I am deleting this folder. It once again creates it. Okay. Now we are running it. So a.out is created. Now you run this a.out. So to run it, ./a.out, and you get the area of the circle with that parameters defined. Okay, you write any whatever all the programs written in a Python can be repeated in a C. Now there is no limit. You could even do with them embedded programming, embedded C programming. You can do it. We will show you if required for embedded systems class. Okay. एक बार shell script बाद में देखते हैं. So we show you tomorrow the shell programming. Okay. So the programming portion, you please practice it, because the idea of this session is not to teach C or C++ or the Python in detail, but we want to show this is the way you can learn and practice it and explain to your students. Even for first years, please use this kit. There are several cameras, USB, micro, Raspberry mini camera. We are using the tiny. Yes, please. So if you want to work on additional cameras, you could look into these other cameras, but we are using the first one. And suppose you want to see the in detail, the interfacing, you please go ahead. There are various pins and their configuration. Unless you need to go about more, otherwise you have a direct pin and out, pin out. You just pull it out. The Raspberry Pi camera, which is already placed, so unless you need to change or modify, you don't need to open it. It is already fixed. You could see there is a Ethernet port. Near to that Ethernet port, there is a USB port. Near to USB port, there is your camera interface, which is given a flat cable. Probably you could see here. See, this is the flat cable. This one. Okay. And here is the interfacing, CSI interface. Okay. And here is your tiny Raspberry tiny camera. Okay. So please see this. So for you, suppose very beginning you want to do with a new kit, new kit, not the one which we have supported. If you want to work on the very Raspberry Pi fresh, taking the camera, this is the procedure that you need to do for installing the various packages related to the camera. So we have all done for you. You don't need to do it. If you do it, again there won't be any problem. So you could get it to the update. So you could see sudo get install Python Pi camera, Python 3 Pi camera. This is all the packages that you need to get into the OS. Once you install this, so you can use those built-in functions to call this. So at present you do not need to do this. So at the command prompt, enter the sudo Raspberry configuration. At the menu, navigate to enable the camera. You will get these options. Select the enable. This is the way you can enable the camera, and select the reboot. Then you will be getting. So there are the various options that you will be able to program the camera on various modes. So please see, these options have been elaborated in the book, and some of the options has been given. So if you require, you can give it in the command prompt how you could able to take up. So to testing the Raspberry Pi camera, for example, see this, a single line command will able to take the image of the Nidhi, a single line image, a single line command will enable you to take the image of a picture by using this camera. So please see this. Once you install the associated softwares, Raspberry Pi still. So suppose I ask you, write a command or write a program to take a still image and save it by a name, your own name .jpg. So what you need to do, go to the command prompt, Raspberry still stands for still image. Okay, if I want to take video, then we use vid, then t is the time, give it in terms of seconds, o is an output, and give the file name how you want to save it. Then all the other options which are given in the book or shown in the previous slide, you can give in the command line. If you would like to orientation of different parameters to take the image by using the Raspberry Pi camera. Okay, so this is the way you can able to take the still image. Please, have you gone to this? Just go now. Raspberry Pi T20O image 3 name has been given. Then that will be saved in the Pi folder. You see that wherever I think the program or the home directory, it will be coming up. So all the orientation you could able to bring it. This is as a command prompt we have done it. You could even do this in the Python source file that we also have it written in the book. You please go ahead.
Ethernet port is there, and then your charging point is there. In between, a very small black audio jack is there. In your Raspberry Pi, please keep your Raspberry Pi between your Ethernet port and your HDMI connector. There is a small black jack is there, that is an audio jack. By default, this audio jack is provided, but this jack is only for playing the music. For playing the audio. This one is audio. Now, just think. So, first option is this. You can use this audio jack, but this audio jack is for playing the audio file. Second option is you can use the USB splitter, which you have tested. This option gives you both the working, you can record and you can play. And the third option is using your HDMI. If you want, you can connect your Raspberry Pi to your TV through HDMI cable. And in that case, your TV's sound system and your TV's video system will be used by Raspberry Pi. Connect your headphones speaker into the audio jack. करवाओ, समझ नहीं आया. हेडफोन में जो स्पीकर है ना ब्लैक वाला. You connect your headphones speaker, the black terminal, हाँ, into the black one. Yes, sir. इधर जोड़ दीजिए. इसको निकाल दीजिए यहाँ से किसको दिखने वाला है? साउंड कार्ड वहाँ उन लोगों को दिया था. करो. Do this. This black one. Disconnect it from USB. Connect this black using speaker to your audio jack at Raspberry Pi. Then open the LX terminal and run this command. Open the LX terminal and run this command. Aplay file name .wav. It means file name means whatever file you want to play. Whatever file you want to play, you can play. Some pre-installed files are there in your card. Some pre-installed songs are there in your card. You can play this using aplay file name .wav. By default, Raspberry Pi support WAV format. pi.com. You please stop this line on the LX terminal. If you do not have WAV file in your folder, write down this Python code. This code is written in your audio section. Desktop RPi programs audio. This program is pre-written on your file system. Desktop RPi programs. Then go to audio. Is it there, sir? Then run this code in your LX terminal like you were doing earlier. Sudo python this file name. Is it working?